You're watching TOON Army TV. Welcome to the channel. A different kind of preview to what I've done before, just very quick. I just want to talk about the build-up to the game tomorrow night. So 8 o'clock kickoff at St James's Park. And let's be brutally honest with you, I couldn't be bothered to put this preview together because I've been in such a bad mood with the whole negativity surrounding the football club. Steve Bruce coming out with comments after the Man City game of, the remit is just to stay in the Premier League. I think the fans already knew that. But then for your manager to come out and say, I want to do the best of what I can with what I've got with the squad. I just want to keep Newcastle in the Premier League rather than exceed expectations and do maybe what Alan Pardew did, get into 5th place, try and build the club up with, not the best, of owners and Mike Ashley. And I just think the fans here, since Mike Ashley's been owner, there is no hope, is there? There is no hope. But the fans are always there. They're always there to support the side despite, all this COVID situation. And with comments like that from Steve Bruce, it certainly doesn't help things. This club wants a bit of hope. The fans want a bit of hope in terms of progression. We're not asking, for European football, as said before. That will be further down the line with a better owner. But with what you have, you've got to at least try and G up the squad rather than come out and say, as long as I stay in the Premier League, that's going to keep the owner happy. The players, if they're hearing that, they're going to be thinking to themselves, why on earth have I signed for this football club? Yes, I want to play Premier League football, but I want to go out and win trophies, in my career. I want to be able to look back and say, do you know what? I delivered a trophy for my football club that I represented. Either it could be Newcastle or it could be a club that they decide to sign for after Newcastle. But I just think right now it just stinks of negativity, this football club. And looking at the Liverpool game, I'm honestly not confident at all, given what's happened in the last few weeks. Getting beat off Brentford 1-0 off their B team and then losing to Manchester City 2-0. Yes, you could look at that and think, you've only lost 2-0 against Manchester City. Let's be brutally honest, it could have been 5, 6, 7, 8. Honestly, we were awful. And we've just got a run of games coming up where you think to yourself, where is the next win coming from? And I look at Liverpool coming up. They've just drawn 1-1 with West Bromwich Albion, a game which they should have won, but very sloppy in the second half for what I watched. And they're a very good side. The Premier League champions for a reason, and I believe they will be Premier League champions again come the end of the season. They've got a very good manager who played good football. Some players there that play some very, silky stuff. Just brilliant with the ball, and they know how to put the ball into the back of the net. And they're not top of the Premier League for no reason. They're top because they deserve to be there, because nobody can match them. And yes, you can't catch them, on a bad day. But Liverpool don't tend to have too many bad days. And when it is a bad day for them, they do look for a reaction. And I just think on, tomorrow night, or whenever you decide to watch this on the night of the game, we're going to get an absolute hiding. I can honestly say it, the way things are going. And when you've got your manager coming out and Steve Bruce saying things like, we'll try and win the game, there's a little bit of hope, that does not feed well with the players. And yes, we're down with players with COVID and there's illnesses and whatnot, but there's just nothing there in our sight to suggest that we're going to get anything tomorrow night. And with, Liverpool getting that 1-1 draw against West Bromwich Albion, you can only think that they're going to come to St James's Park and look to put the wrongs right. And I do expect a massive reaction by the Liverpool players. It doesn't matter how well we play. I just think that Liverpool will have too much for us on the evening. And if only we had a manager like Jurgen Klopp, if only we had a manager like Marcelo Bielsa, they all play good football, and you got Steve Bruce just 5 at the back. And if you think Sam Allardyce playing 6 at the back, what was reported by Jurgen Klopp, it was a 6-4-0 formation for the West Brom team that played Liverpool. I could see Steve Bruce playing 7 at the back and just go from there. Honestly, I just think he's so negative as a manager. And I don't mind getting beat off any side in the Premier League as long as you have a go, and I just don't see enough of that. Players can't express themselves when you're playing that 5 at the back negativity crap. And I just think it'll be the same old excuses tomorrow night when we'll get beat. But then again, it would just be Steve Bruce's luck to either pull a good result out against either Liverpool tomorrow night or Leicester City coming up at the end of the week. But we'll look at them later on. But like I say, this was just a quick off-the-cuff preview. I apologise, I wasn't going to do a preview, but I just think for the sake of the channel, I will talk about the game and my thoughts. Again, not positive, not great. I've got no expectations for tomorrow night's game, but I think, if anything, we're going to have to try and keep it tight. Whichever way Steve Bruce goes about the game. Hopefully we'll see Callum Wilson start as well, because we missed him against Manchester City. Maybe he was missing because of that slight knock that he pulled, and Steve Bruce obviously didn't want to take the risk. But, we need to make sure that against Liverpool that we're solid at the back, and that when we do get the ball, we actually make a couple of passes, because we struggle, to pass a ball straight. We struggle to do the basics in the game, and if we don't do that against a resolute side, in Liverpool, who've got Mane, Salah, Firmino, you name it, they'll punish you. The best players around in this league. And if you think Man City was tough, this game, as mentioned in the review against against Man City, this is going to be tougher. So, it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a hard watch. And, no expectations whatsoever. In terms of Liverpool, I think they've got injuries at the back. But listen, they could put their strikers in centre-back and they could still do better against us. So, we'll wait and see. Come tomorrow night, I will be back with the match reaction, talking about the game. Score prediction, I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Liverpool. I hope the lads prove us wrong tomorrow night, but you can't go past Liverpool at this moment in time. And obviously with results sort of going against them, around them, in the last couple of games, they'll want to just try and get that win to end the year as well. So, 2-0 Liverpool. Let me know your score predictions down below in the comments. I do apologise that there's no graphics over this video. It's just due to the fact that I've got no time, and again, wasn't feeling in the right place to do a preview, but I've got one out for you nevertheless. If you are new around here, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I am trying to get to 3,500 subscribers, so if you could subscribe, that would be amazing. I am literally less than 60 away now, so if you could subscribe, it's free to do so. You never miss a video, and when you do subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell just next to it so you don't miss any videos from myself. You're always notified for when the next video drops, and that will be tomorrow night straight after the game. And make sure that you comment down below just to make sure you're getting involved. If you're a Newcastle fan, a West Brom fan, or if you're a neutral football fan that watches this channel, make sure you let me know your thoughts going into this game as well, and just get interactive. That's very important. And make sure that you follow me on social media, TOON TV, Instagram and Twitter. I am on that as well. And how could I forget? Please hit the thumbs up. The more you guys hit the thumbs up, the better. And it just helps the channel to grow. So make sure that you do press that thumbs up, okay? I don't push it enough, but I will be doing that as of the new year and trying to push the channel forward. And listen, whatever happens with Steve Bruce, I hope he's gone, because I think he's the biggest fraud in football. But we'll have to still get behind the side regardless. We'll have to back the lads with what we have, and hopefully, fingers crossed, like I say, we can get a result tomorrow night. But listen, I don't have too much in the way of hope. So yes, thank you so much for watching and taking your time out to watch this. I'll see you all tomorrow night for the reaction. Keep it tuned, stay safe, how are the lads?